Good day everyone, and welcome to our talk show, where we break down important concepts in a simple and engaging way. I am your host, Mr. Jericho Banzuela, and today I am here with my guest.
Hi, I'm Miss Ayat.
I am Mr. Balbuena.
And today we will be discussing a very important topic in business and human resource management, the training and development process.
This topic is important because training helps employees improve their skills, become more confident, and improve better at work. Training also helps employees feel more prepared in their roles, which reduces mistakes and increases efficiency in their work.
Exactly. It also helps companies grow by increasing productivity, reducing errors, and improving employee engagement. When employees are properly trained, they can work more efficiently and contribute better to the organization.
So let me start with a question. Why is training really important in an organization, Miss Ayat?
Training is just not a teaching employees. It helps close skill gaps and prepares them to adapt changes in their workplace. It also supports career growth because employees gain new knowledge and skills that can help them improve in skills.
It also increases employee confidence and satisfaction. When employees feel capable, they perform better. This makes them more prepared to handle their responsibilities and adapt to a new challenge. It also increases employee confidence and satisfaction. When employees feel capable, they perform better. This makes them more prepared to handle their responsibilities to adapt the new challenges.
Ops, commercial muna. Since naging online yung report namin, yung presentation namin is naging online, di ba? Sayang naman kasi yung ginawa namin icebreaker para sa kanilang lahat. Pero since sir, ikaw na lang yung mag-isang manonood nito, ay itong palaro namin ay para sa'yo lamang. So simulan na natin. Ang kailangan mo lang gawin ay hulaan kung sinong mga artista, ang kailangan mo lang gawin ay hulaan kung kaninong buhok to. Simulan na natin. O sir, kaninong buhok to? Bibigyan kita ng 10 seconds para hulaan yung kung sinong artista to. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay sir, time is up. Kung naisip mo ay si Ariana Grande, ay nagkakamali ka dahil ang artista na buhok ng artista na to ay ay de la Sala. Let's make it interactive. Mr. Balbuena, what happens if a company ignores training?
Training is important because it helps employees learn the right skill for their work. It also prepares them for changes in procedures, tools, and the company expectations.
Also, employees may feel unmotivated and unsupported. When employees do not feel supported, it can affect their performance and overall job satisfaction.
Now let's move to the first step, identifying training needs. Miss Ayat, can you explain?
This step is important because without identifying the correct needs, the training may not solve the actual problem. Companies usually gather information from employee performance, feedback, and business goals to identify these needs.
If a company ignores training, employees may lack skills, make more mistakes, and the company may fall behind competitors. This can also lower the overall quality of work and affect business performance. That's why training should never be ignored. It is the best way to improve both individuals' performance and company success.
What are the examples of training needs, Miss Ayat?
Examples include lack of technical skills, poor communication, or low productivity.
So basically, it identifies gaps in skills, knowledge, and behavior. This helps the company know what kind of training is really needed.
Hulaan mo naman kung kaninong buhok to. Sobrang nakaka-obvious na to, sir. Sino ba naman yung may ganyang buhok? Lalo na sikat to noon. At pati ngayon. Bibigyan ulit kita ng 10 seconds para hulaan kung sino yan. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At kung ang sagot mo ay si Justin Bieber, ikaw ay nagkakamali dahil estudyante mo to, si Kuya Arnel Belvis. Now let's talk about objectives and design. Mr. Balbuena, can you elaborate?
These steps is important because it shows what employees really need to improve before training begins. Without this, the training might not solve the actual problem.
And these objectives should be specific, measurable, and relevant. Clear objectives guide both the trainer and the clear objectives guide both the trainer and the employees, so everyone understands what is expected after the so everyone understands what is expected after the training. It also makes the training more organized and focused instead of just giving general information.
Mr. Balbuena, why is it important to have clear objectives?
A well-designed training plan makes the process focuses and easier to evaluate later. It also helps trainer to deliver the lesson in the clearer and the more effective way. Because it helps measure if the training is successful and if the goals were achieved. It also gives the company a basis for improvement in the future training sessions.
Next are the policies and procedures. What is their role?
They ensure training is organized, consistent, and fair. Policies also help ensure that all employees are given equal opportunities to participate in training programs. It also helps track employee progress and ensure accountability in the organization.
They also define who can join training, attendance rules, and how results are recorded. These policies help maintain order and fairness in the training process. Policies keep the training fair, consistent, and properly managed. They also make sure everyone understands their responsibilities during the training.
What happens if there are no policies? Miss Ayer.
Training becomes more unorganized and ineffective.
So sisingit uli ako ngayon para sa ating commercial break na naman ng ating icebreaker for today. Ganun pa rin naman, huhulaan mo kung sino siya, sir. Ito na, papakita ko na sa iyo yung picture. Sino to? Hulaan mo kung sinong artist ito. Bibigyan ulit kita ng 10 seconds para hulaan kung sino siya. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Naku sir, kung nahulaan mo si Justin Bieber, dahil siya lang naman yung may gandong buhok, nagkakamali ka pa din. Dahil siya ay walang iba kundi si Elon Musk. Now let's discuss about training methods. Mr. Balbuena.
There are different methods like instruction-led, training, e-learning, and coaching. Each method can be used depending on the company's needs and the learner's situation.
Each method depends on what skill is being taught. For example, e-learning is useful for flexible learning, while coaching is more effective for personal development. Choosing the right method is important because it affects how well employees understand and apply what they learn.
And each method has its own strengths depending on the topic, budget, and learners involved. Choosing the right method can make training more effective and practical.
There are so many training methods. Mr. Balbuena, which method is the most effective?
There is no single best method. It depends on the situation and learners. The best method is the one that fits the purpose of the training.
Finally, evaluation. Why is it important, Ms. Ayat?
Evaluation checks if training actually improved performance. Evaluation is Go. Evaluation is important because it shows whether the training program achieved its goals. It also helps organizations identify what needs to be improved in the future training programs.
And it answers the question, did the training create real results? This helps the company if the time and the effort when spent were worth it. Evaluation also helps the company know what worked well and what still needs improvement. It is an important part of making future training programs better.
Miss Ayan, how do you measure success?
Through feedback, performance improvement, and business results.
Okay, so saan mo kung kaninong buhok to? Sinong artist na kulay blue ang buhok? Isipin mo na mabuti, sir. Bibigyan ko ligit ng 10 seconds para mahulaan kung sino yan. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kung hinulaan mo ay si Katy Perry, nagkakamali ka dahil ito ay si The King of Pop, Michael Jackson. So training is not just one time, right, Mr. Barbuena?
Yes, it's a continuous cycle. Identify needs, design, deliver, and evaluate. This process repeats, the company can keep improving its training system.
And then improve the next training based on results. Continuous improvement ensures that training review.
Training review yan eh.
Continuous improvement ensures that training remains relevant and effective as the organization grows and changes.
And after evaluation, the company can use the results to improve the next training program. This makes training more effective over time.
Before we end, let's have a final discussion. What is the biggest benefit of training, Miss Ayan?
It improves employee performance and confidence. Another benefit of training is that it builds teamwork and better communication among employees.
Then, lack of proper planning and a clear objectives. When training is not well planned, it becomes harder to achieve good results.
What is the biggest challenge for you, Mr. Balbuena?
With clear directions, training may not produce the expected outcomes. That is why planning is objective setting are very important.
What? Okay sir, nandito na tayo sa last round para dito sa commercial break na to. Hulaan mo kung kaninong buhok to. Bibigyan kita ng clue. Pilipino siya. Okay. Bibigyan ulit kita ng 10 seconds para hulaan kung sinong influencer to. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kung iniisip mo ay isang sikat na Tony Fowler sa Toro family, ikaw ay nagkakamali pa din. Kasi ito ay estudyante mo na si Rabian Pagaw! Miss Ayan, how can companies improve training?
By continuously evaluating and updating their programs, companies can also improve training by making it more interactive and aligned with the real work situation.
To summarize, training and development is a structured process that helps both employees and organizations to grow.
It starts from identifying needs and ends with evaluation and improvement. Training and development is essential because it helps employees reach their full potential while contributing to organizational success.
When done properly, training becomes a powerful tool for success. It helps employees grow and helps companies achieve better results.
And that is it for our talk show. I hope you've learned a lot from our topic, which is the training and development process. And that is it for our talk show. Thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a lot from our topic, which is the training and development process. Bye!